the government has put restrictions on the media so that they just can't say anything would be false information. And right now there's a big battle in there about Twitter and Elon Musk buying Twitter, and oh no, is he going to allow anybody to get back on Twitter like President Trump and other people? But anyway, in 1934, our government came up with the Federal Communications Commission. This was one of those independent agencies of the US government. They have 5 commissioners appointed by the president over them, and they serve for 5-year terms. And they regulate television, telephone. I don't think we have telegraph anymore, radio, and we would include social media industries today. So they were created in 34. I don't think there was any television then. There might have been. Someone look up when television first came out for us. All right, so some of the things that they've dealt with over the years is in 1949, they felt like all news broadcasts should be fair in presenting especially political content. And something that you'll want to remember for the test is the equal time rule. The equal time rule said that if a news station had 2 candidates, let's say Stitt and Hoffmeister on for like a 10-minute broadcast to talk about their campaigns, they would each have to get equal time. It's pretty clear, equal time rule. In 1987, the FCC did away with the fairness doctrine. Now, the fairness doctrine is not the same as the equal time rule. The fairness doctrine said that broadcasts had to present controversial issues in a fair and equitable way. So like if they were going to do a program on abortion rights, the fairness doctrine said a radio station or a TV station had to be fair and make sure that both sides, pro-abortion and against abortion, had fair and equal treatment. But that didn't necessarily mean the same amount of time. So that's how it's different than equal time rule. And the equal time rule really just applied to political candidates. But anyway, the fairness doctrine was done away with in 1987. And that's why we have so many stations like Fox and CNN that will present one side of an issue a lot more than the other side. Now, I think a lot of those stations too kind of bend the rules with the equal time rule. But those things were set up so that the public could be informed in a kind of, the hope would be to be in an objective, fair, and balanced way. Here's some other things you can read about if you want to, about how the government has tried to regulate the media. the Telecommunications Act of 1996 allowed telephone companies to enter into the cable field and vice versa. So that's why anybody not have Dish or DirecTV and you have cable through a television like Cross or I don't know, Pioneer Telephone, Cross Telephone. Everybody have Dish or Direct, or you just doing all their streaming stuff? Disney Plus, Hulu, Roku, Mumu, whatever it is. I don't know. Cool. All right, so that's about that's all we got to say about that, as Forrest Gump would say. So are we ready to present? So I said that, yep, Job and Hannah are first, and they have a visual presentation. So let me bring that up. And now what I'm going to do, guys, is bring this up on the screen. All righty. And you all should unmute yourself. And come on. Let me bring it up now, and then there we go. It's Andrew Jackson. Now, did you not capitalize Jackson because you don't think much of him, or just a misspelling?
I hate him. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We just forgot to capitalize it.
Okay. Well, he was a pretty bad president in terms of his treatment of Native Americans. So, all right, I'm going to go to the first slide, and whoever is going to talk, take it away, and you have 5 minutes.
Here, do you want to do it on this?
Yeah.
What we're talking about is how these presidents altered or changed the executive office, the presidency. Okay.
Things Andrew Jackson did during his presidency: laid the framework for democracy, paid off the national debt on January 1st, 1835, gained new lands for America, strengthened relationships with foreign nations globally, and issued a new currency.
Okay. Some of his accomplishments. Now, when you say framework for democracy, can you have a slide that kind of okay, is this what you're talking about right here?
I think that may be it.
Because democracy is rule of the people. That's what that means. And so explain with this slide what that would be.
That still correlates to yours. So here you go.
The economy favored industry and American agriculture.
Well, talk about this slide that I got up. You see it?
What? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
There-
yeah. Well, talk about that first line.
Okay. During Andrew Jackson's presidency, white men who did not own land gained political power.
Okay, so how was that different than before? Job or Hannah? How is that how is that different than before he was president?
Because
I thought all white men could vote.
Only white men with land could vote.
Okay, okay, very good. So in a sense, it really wasn't a democracy where everybody could vote, right?
Yeah. It was
But
only
now,
Mhm.
is this a pure democracy now that all white men can vote?
and
well,
Or can all people vote?
yes. No,
yeah, all people can
I mean,
no.
no, I guess
Oh.
not.
Women and slaves still cannot vote.
Oh, I thought he was talking about right now. That's my bad. I thought you were talking about right now.
I was confused.
No, just keep your focus on how he changed it then. So when you say he laid the framework for democracy, what we're saying is he began to open the doors for democracy to grow, for more
Mhm.
people to vote. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Tell us about how he strengthened the power of the presidency.
Well,
Is there another slide that would go with that? There we go.
I think there may be. Let me check.
I pulled one up for you.
Okay, let me go to that real quick. Where's it at? Oh, he strengthened it because of the authority he had. So if it didn't go by his way, then it goes by nobody's way. Just like for the slide, he went through a couple secretaries to the state and the treasury because they refused his commands.
Okay. So he really,
Was strict, kind of.
he really took it upon himself to exercise a lot of authority and not really worry about being checked by power,
Yeah,
sounds like.
yeah,
Whereas George Washington was very careful not to abuse power or to become overly powerful. Sounds like Jackson kind of
Did
was
it his
glad
own
to
way.
have the power.
yeah.
He's got the power.
And me.
Okay. Um,
Oh boy.
okay, Hannah, you were mentioning he favored industry and the American agriculture. What was that last line? Tell us about that and his thing with banks.
Um,
What was his hang up with banks?
he thought that it only helped the rich and not the poor because like the rich could only have bank accounts. I don't really know.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's what your whole point was here, your guys' point about being a representative for the common man. The executive branch was looked upon by Jackson before he became president as something that was only helping the elite the landowners, those with much money or property. So he felt like he was going to be a president for the common man. And as you said, he laid the framework for an increasing democracy. He did increase and strengthen the power of the presidency, specifically of the office of just the president.
Yeah.
Now, what did he do? I didn't see it anywhere in these slides, I don't think. As he forced out people who were in offices, who did he put in there in place of them?
We can, I didn't find anything over about that, so.
Remember the thing called the spoil system?
The spoil system?
To the victor goes the spoils. Jackson removed a lot of people from office and put his personal friends and supporters in,
Mm-hmm.
even if they weren't qualified. And that came to be known as the spoil system. To the victor goes the spoils. And so that was one way he changed things, because all the presidents before him would put men in their positions of leadership who could lead, who were qualified. And Jackson didn't do that. All right, anything else you want to talk about the Trail of Tears?
Let me see here. During the Trail of Tears, I think he did sign the Indian Removal Act, which got rid of some of their land, if that's correct.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it was just against a bunch of Indians, and it just gave more of American just land.
Created just a little bitty area compared to what they had, which is today Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
All righty, anything else you want to mention?
Nothing that I can recall.
Any questions from any classmates?
Oh my God. I want to do the slideshow thing.
All right, good job, guys. I know it was nerve-wracking being the first ones, but you did it. So now we go to Nicole and Lacey. Now, anybody send me anything else through email? Yes, no?
Hold on, we have to decide if we want to screen share or have you do it from the PDF. Do you want us to just screen share?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay.
Nerves running through my body.
Go ahead.
Oh no, we need the keyboard. Hold on.
Do I have to give you some kind of,
Yeah, hold on. Oh, you disabled screen sharing.
Okay.
hit screen share and then go to what you want to share? Let me
It
see
says
if
that
I-
you disabled it.
Okay, okay, now try.
See.
Let me check my sharing options.
No, we got it.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Oh, big stick energy. I like that.
Okay, all right. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Okay, so the coal strike of 1902, it was a big turning point in the labor industry, because when coal miners went on strike because of their low wages and their long hours, instead of sending troops like most presidents did, Theodore decided to do it a more peaceful way. And so he asked for help of people like JP Morgan, who he wasn't really on the best terms with, but they went ahead and made a plan to have a meeting so that they could hear the cries or complaints of the workers and the employers. And then later on, when they had signed off on stuff, they decided that work days would be shorter, 9 hours instead of 10, and that there would be a 10% wage increase to, I'm trying to find the word.
workers, to the workers.
Yes, to satisfy the workers and the employers. And then they were just so happy about that, Roosevelt was, that he invited them to dinner. And yeah, that's all I got.
And so you guys concluded by saying it set an example that government should help resolve problems in the labor industry.
Yes.
What he did was he became like a mediator. All right. Continue. Good job.
So the Antiques Act of 1906 protects the important cultural and natural, I can't read it, materials on land. Do you care if I just read it to you because I didn't prepare like Nikki did?
That's fine.
Roosevelt signed this act on June 8th, 1906. The Antiques Act has been used by both parties as an instrument to preserve and protect critical natural and scientific resources on federal lands for future generations. Roosevelt used the Antique Act 18 times to establish U.S. monuments. The first few monuments he established were the Grand Canyon National Park, Petrified Forest National Park, Chaco Culture National Historical Park, Lassen Volcanic National Park, and Olympic National Park. This act has a proven track record of protecting significant federal lands. It has been supported by a wide range of stakeholders. These places can help tell a more complete story of America, protect antiques at risk of looting or development, and create local jobs and boost small businesses.
All right. Anything you want to freestyle ad lib on that point?
Basically, it just tells a story of America, and it gave people jobs and boosted the businesses around there.
It did. And so the federal government was, how did it change in respect?
How did
That, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Repeat the question.
In setting aside land to be national monuments, and to conserve resources, what was the how was this a expansion of presidential power?
Because they're protecting important places, like just,
Yeah, resources that were
yeah,
America's resources. In a sense too, it also expanded federal power, because today in America, the US government is the biggest landowner.
mhm.
But I do agree with him that we needed to conserve our lands and our resources. Okay, continue on.
That's it. And then it's our sites.
Okay. All righty, if you'll go ahead and bring us back to full screen.
Hold on. I have to go to the keyboard.
Yeah, we gotta go to the keyboard real quick. Why isn't it exiting? All right, I'll just get off of that.
All right, so let me just kind of bring a tie this presentation up with a little bow tie. Roosevelt expanded the office of the presidency by using his position to, and using the 1902 strike. Before Roosevelt, the government usually sided with big business. When Roosevelt came, he sided more with the workers. And so he became what was known as the trust buster president. He would bust up a lot of monopolies and trusts of big businesses. And so, as they said in the report, the workers in the coal mines, their day was reduced from 10 hours a day to 9, and they got a pay increase. That set a precedent for more and more things to where today we have kind of a traditional 5-day work week, 8 hours a day. So 2 days off during the week, vacation, sick leave. That was all the forerunner to that. And then Roosevelt really believed that we should conserve all that we have, our natural resources, as much as possible. And so he really led the way into conserving our resources and creating those national monuments and parks. All right. But that big stick that they mentioned, his form of diplomacy was called big stick diplomacy. Speak softly, but carry a big stick. All right, we're moving to Muldrow folk now. And we'll begin with Lauren and Kennedy. Take it away. Do you have a video presentation or no? Y'all ready, Lauren and Kennedy? You got to hustle.
I think so, yeah. We sent it to you in an email.
I'm sorry, let me check.
I also turned it in, but I don't know.
You whispering is not gonna.
I cannot access your Google Doc.
Should I share it on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I can. Oh, how do I do this?
Just click one.
See the share screen at the bottom? Hit that and then go to what you want to share.
It's not letting me share.
It's not letting you share?
It won't let me.
The other.
Hang on, let me see. Yeah, it won't let me click share.
Click that. Click that.
Oh,
Okay, now try.
I think I got it. Where's it at?
All right. Ooh, the pink background. Franklin Roosevelt.
I can't see this far.
All right, tell us how Franklin changed it, and then we'll have to stop after this one. And Hazel and Kaylee and Camden will go on Wednesday. Sorry about that.
This is me.
Yeah.
He served his presidential term from March 1st of 1933 to April 12th of 1945, known for providing relief to the unemployed and the farmers. He instituted major regulatory reforms related to finance, communications, and labor, and he was elected president by Americans because they believed he would combat the Depression better than his opponent, Herbert Hoover.
All righty.
I should change the Why is it not? Just read off mine.
He greatly increased the responsibilities of his office and enhanced the capacity of the presidency to meet these new responsibilities. He required a White House staff that of advisors unlike any seen by the previous presidents.
Can you
He
change
brought-
that slide for us?
What did you say?
Can you change the slide you moved to for us?
I tried. It won't change though. I don't, wait.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. I think.
Okay,
He
sorry
brought
about
in
that.
power by signing the Antiquities Act in 1906, which gave the president power to proclaim historic landmarks, structures, and other objects of historic or scientific
Uh,
interest as national monuments.
That was Teddy Roosevelt, not FDR. Yep.
He had a great impression of the federal government, including the formation of the new Department of Commerce and Labor, new laws protecting the health of Americans, and regulating the drug industry.
That was Teddy too.
I didn't look it up.
Okay, you go first.
Now this is FDR.
Roosevelt was best known for directing the federal government for most of the Great Depression, implementing his new deals for domestic agenda in response to the worst economic crisis in the U.S. history.
The assumption that the power of the federal government was needed to get the country out of the Great Depression, the first day of Roosevelt's administration saw the passage of banking reform laws, emergency relief programs, work relief programs, and agricultural programs. And that's the end.
All righty. You go ahead and give us the big screen back. All right, you just had a couple of Teddies, but the big thing that about Franklin was he came in during the Depression and right off the bat, he started, did y'all find something about his first 100 days? He passed he got all kinds of acts passed in his first 100 days and set up all kinds of commissions to deal with the Great Depression. Today's modern presidency owes a lot to what FDR did. Social Security was created then, and we still have it today. You guys have, if you carry your Social Security card around with you in your wallet, you can look at that as a little token to all the way back to FDR. But he really expanded greatly the powers of the federal government and the idea that the government, the federal government needed to really increase its involvement and I guess we would say oversight and care for the citizens of the United States of America. All right. Y'all okay with going Wednesday? All righty. The test will be available in a few minutes at noon. And I'm giving you 50 hours instead of 48 to do it. So you have until 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Good job, you guys, you presented. And now you'll be ready for the next presentation in Module 4. Well, have a good Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday.